Hello, everyone. This is Life Talk with yours truly, Ashley. Um, if for whatever reason in the recording there is music in the background, just know that I do not have um, copyrights of this music. So now that's all the way. I just wanted to just share what's on my mind. And I want to shed more light on dealing with mental illness. So I'm sitting and trying to take a nap. I like naps, guys. Um, Trying to take a nap, and I have this pain that's in the back of my neck and in my shoulders, in my hips and in my knee and in my ankle, all on the left side. This is not something new. I've dealt with it for quite some time. Um, and I'm sure I'm not the only person. Well, I know I'm not the only person. But dealing with bulging disc and sciatic nerve, and even them telling me that I have weakening bones, God is still good. But as far as the mental aspect, I am in pain, and the pain is so uncomfortable where it weighs on me in my physical, in my emotions, um, as well as my spiritual. And I just started to think about the people who deal with certain things in the physical and how it affects them in the mental, that they're not always as strong enough to endure the pain that they feel. And whether it be physical pain or pain that is scarred, that has scarred your heart, it can do something to a person mentally. And then I started thinking about Judas, how that he made a decision in his heart and in his mind. And in the physical, he betrayed Jesus. But in his emotional, his heart, so shall a man think, so shall he be. So in his heart, he was deceitful. And who was the father of deceitfulness? We all know that answer. So in the midst of that, him not being able to bear that pain, that guilt, that shame, that what he thought and how he acted on that, he took his own life. No different than there are people out there who are struggling or who have struggled with not being able to bear and to hold and to push past that pain, that emotional pain, and even that physical pain where they got to the point where they took their own lives. I know it is a spirit. I know it's where it stems from and whom it comes from. But I just want to know how many people out there are facing things where you feel like you are not strong enough, that you don't have the right smarts, that you're not in the right demographic location, and it's weighing on you. Then there are some people who are facing the same thing that you are facing, but yet they don't feel that they're strong enough to push past it. So because if in their hearts they feel defeated and they don't know who they are, they don't know their self-worth, and they don't know that there is an answer, that there is an escape. That's something, that spirit, it gets inside their minds and suggests things to deceive them, to make them feel that death is the answer, and in death there's nothing else. But the reality, even in death, after death, there is an after that. So if they have yet learned to see who God is and know who he is and accepting that false show of what it would look like after your death, because in death you take away the pain, in death there is nothing, in death there's nothing, but yet there really is. But we don't talk about that, you know. We tell people that there's a hell and that that's where they're going to go. We tell them there's a place of repetition. There's a lake in the fire, and Lucifer is there and is tormenting. We tell them all these things. But yet we still stray away from really showing them and teaching them that those things that they have power over, that when they speak, that they can conquer that emotion, that feeling, that they can take what they have heard and they can now push it back to where it belongs, which is in hell. But they don't know that they have that power, because us as believers, as Christians, we are so wrapped up in certain things and trying to look the part and act the part, but yet we don't be the part. I know for me personally, I can say I'm in awe of who God is, and I am very aware of the power that I have. But because I'm here in this world does not mean that I'm not going to go through it. There does not mean that I'm not going to have moments that are questionable. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have moments, and I haven't had moments where I doubted God. But in the end, because God is so merciful, he reminds me and he continues to pull me out. I'll tell you some experience I just had recently. I went to the doctor to, see my doctor, do my normal checkup. And as I got into the building, I was met by fear. Fear that because I'm in this building and there's things around me, and then the fear of COVID and catching it, and knowing the people who were a part of my family, who still are a part of my family, that they went and things happened and COVID took lives. And I got this overwhelming amount of fear, and it scared me. But I knew who God was, and I knew that I can call on certain people and they can remind me of the authority that I have in me, and that they could speak against the feeling of fear that presented itself to me. Even in my weakest moments, he said, I am strong. In his strength, he provided me people that I knew that can get a prayer through. He provided that way of escape through friends, through relationships, through fellowship with people who are like-minded like him. And I was able to stand there and know that regardless of what was around me, that it will not touch me, and then I'm okay. But yet I realize there are some people who don't have that person or persons that can pray them out and speak life, and really speak life where there is a manifestation in that moment. I say all that to say this. Yes, we are all experiencing some things. Even before the pandemic, it was financial, it was marriage, it was relationships with your parents. It was things that brought hurt. And I get it. I get it. And I'm speaking to myself first. No matter what we go through, no matter what we are faced with, we have to really recognize and realize the realness of who God is. That he's not just this box, and he's not just this entity that's standing up there just waving and watching us, but he is alive, and he's working, and he's moving. He's moving in regions, he's moving in the nations, he's moving within me, he's moving in within you. We just have to recognize these things and begin to speak those things over ourselves. So with you, I speak with you, and I speak this for you, and I speak this over myself. that I know who Jesus is. I know that he died on the cross for me. I know and I believe that he is the Son of God. I know that he died for my sins. And I know the things and the imaginations that are not of him. I know that I have the power and the ability to speak them down and to be able to walk in life and to walk in peace and to walk in love and to walk in gentleness and goodness. I speak these things over me and I speak them over you. That no matter what you're going through, no matter what we're going through, be it physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, that God sees us and he knows and wants our future to be bright. Because you're loved. You were created in love. You were created by love. You were created for love. So if anybody out there is dealing with some things and they feel like they just want to give up, don't. Because you are not alone. And God hears us and God sees us and he already knows before we know. Because there's no secrets to him. Because he is the creator of all things. But I don't want to suffer. How do I? But why? But Jesus suffered. And he didn't have to. So no difference that he suffers, we're going to suffer. But know this, even in our suffering, there is already victory. Know that in our suffering, as we are here left on earth, it is necessary. And it's not necessary just for you, but it's necessary for the people that are connected to you and the people that God has for you to love on and to teach and to help and to just be a friend. That's our job. Once we know who God is, it's our duty, it's our privilege to share his love with other people. So go out and just take time for yourself, meditate. I'm hearing meditation is great. Because in that meditation, you can get to the core of who you are. And God will speak to you. So, I love you all. And I look forward to sharing more life experience and life thoughts with whoever it is that God is calling me to connect with. So this is Life with me, Ashley. I'm perfectly imperfect, and so are you. God bless.